I want to make clear, firstly, my English very poor. And secondly, I always say, the talk completely informal way and practical way. I thought that's better. So firstly, indeed, I'm very, very happy now having this kind of meeting. Bhikshus and from different tradition, different country come together. Few days, some serious discussion and exchange one's own sort of practice, one's own sort of experiences. It is very, very useful, very important. On this planet, there are many different religious traditions, and religious tradition with certain sort of philosophical sort of background. So all these major traditions still important role among humanity on this planet. Even we are in 21st century, material sort of development, highly developed, but still, you see, various religious traditions still having important role. And then particularly, I feel later part of 20th century, you see, people, even those rich families, people from rich family, even billionaire, now they begin to feel the material values, there is limitation. So they begin to feel to human happy society, we need some inner values. So therefore, more and more people now are showing interest about inner science or inner value. And then, naturally, various different religious traditions, 1,000 years, there's this stress importance of our inner value. So the unity among different traditions is very essential. For that reason, the last now few decades, I try to have meeting from different tradition, people from a more academic level, scholars, and discuss what similarity, what differences. When differences found, what is the purpose of these different philosophy? Then more or less same purpose. That's clear. Then, so meeting such scholars from different traditions, very, very helpful to develop deeper understanding of different traditions. Then, more important, the meeting with practitioners who have some sort of inner experiences. Then meeting with such people, and you really get deeper awareness about the value of other traditions. So now here, bhikshus from different traditions come here, exchange our tradition, not only that, our sort of daily life and our deeper experiences. It's immensely useful or important to know each other's sort of tradition. And then, through that way, we can develop genuine spirit of Buddhist brothers, sisters. I want to share this very place, Sarnath. Soon after I come to India as a refugee, that means 59 April, I reach India. Then I think January or February 60, I organize one meeting, Indian Buddhist, some Mahabuddhist Society member, mainly from Calcutta and also here. Then I also invited the follower of Dr. Ambedkar, with the hope, all these follower of Buddha and same sort of Indian Buddhist. So my aim is bring closer sort of understanding and hopefully make common effort to service of Buddha Dharma. Instead of closer understanding, criticize each other. Then I give up. Since then, I never try to organize, bring together from these different traditions, different sort of Buddhist community, Buddhist groups. Then, also my experience, last 50 years, more than 50 years, my contact with Christians, very close, and Hindu, and then Jews, very close, and then Islam. Now, recent years, I also used to develop quite close sort of contact with Muslim practitioner. Then, of course, recent years, the much more sort of activities among sort of Hindu leaders or religious people. Now meeting with Buddhist monk from Sri Lanka, from Burma, from Thailand, almost first time. Frankly speaking, the name Mahayana, Hinayana, that really, you see, create wall. Due to lack of awareness, what's the real teaching of Sanskrit tradition and Pali tradition? Now here, one exactly common practice is Vinaya practice. So now, meeting with bhikshus, the practitioner of Vinaya from different Buddhist countries, come together, discuss what differences. And as other presenters already present, you see, things are exactly the same. There's some minor in fifth Kasulka.
The fifth level, the fifth set of the downfalls.
But that's very minor. You see, I also notice, according to Pali Sutri, Pali, it was the Pratimoksha. Simply, so one precept or one point, you should wear the lower garment properly. In Sanskrit, sort of Pratimoksha mentioned, firstly, should wear properly. Then second, not too high, from above what's it, knees away. No, and should not be too low, below this lumbrical
Angle.
or angle. And then not like, you see, like that. And you see too long, this one. You see this, remain like, you see this, too long like that. So 7 points mentioned. But doesn't matter. Yeah, these are minor. But mainly 4 parachikas and the 13 sanghas, sort of the precepts, and all other 30s, or how to keep these roads. All this is the same. And then about the 90, the 90, the Kasachudi. The Pali Pratimoksha, 92. The 2 also is already is Kasachudi. Kishila, Kishishidhagala already is explained. So like that. So no differences. And then you, on the Chinese, this one, further, Taiwan. Oh yes, you mentioned about the, it may necessary some modernization in Vinaya. Of course, worthwhile to discuss, but we must go according Buddha's main sort of the rule. We cannot sort of change these things. As far as the Vinaya is concerned, only Sangha have the ultimate authority to decide. Even I have the name of Dalai Lama, and many people praising me. But me, as a single monk, I have no power to change these things. All these sort of things, I also used to have the sort of same experience. When I was in Thailand, one occasion, the Thai, His Majesty, invited, invited me and the Sangaraja, Thailand, invited. So one day before, that is lunch, I discussed with Indian ambassador in Bangkok. Now, king, of course, very high, but still lay person. So whether I should shake hand or not. Then finally, through our discussion, we finalized, tomorrow, when we met His Majesty, I should remain like that. If Majesty show hand, then I should shake hand. Like that. So and then I found quite difficult. Those devout people, lay people, when they do that, and also kneeling. As a monk, you should not respond. So I feel a little uncomfortable. Of course, when I was in Thailand, I have to follow the Thai sort of existing sort of tradition. So in any way, these things, I think, and then also the meal must before noon we start. So when we go to West aeroplane, they always when we left Delhi in early morning, and when we reach New York around, I think sometimes it's 2 p.m. So 3-4 lunches. After leaving Delhi, one lunch. And on the European continent, another lunch. Then before reaching America, another lunch. When we come back, we have to sort of think well. What time we will reach, or one time I visit Thailand. My plane reached Bangkok around 1 o'clock. So that day, no meal. So these are, of course, not important. So in any way, you see, they discussing. That's important. Then another sort of point I want to mention. Today, on this planet, Buddhism becoming a tradition, religious or dharma tradition, which brings more attraction, as someone mentioned, among the intellectuals, among the scientific-minded people. Among my friends, including scientists, you also mentioned, among the top scientists who really well known on this planet, they are not necessarily religious-minded, but they really showing genuine interest about the Buddha Dharma. So I make distinction. In Buddhist text, explanation about matters, about mind, about emotion. Nothing to do with positive and negative concept. Simply explain the reality. That part we should consider as a Buddhist science. Then on that reality, certain Buddhist concept, like impermanence, is a basis on the reality. The concept of impermanence, not Buddhist because of the mental projection, but according to reality, the subatomic level or even atomic level, momentarily changing everything. So on that reality, the Buddhist concept of impermanence, you see, happen. And then also the Buddhist concept of no independent existence. Everything exists due to, because of the other factors, interdependence. So that also, you see, that view is also, you see, based on the reality. So on the basis of the reality, certain Buddhist concept there. That is Buddhist philosophy. That also, you see, can be considered something separate from Buddhist religion. So I divided Buddhist sort of teaching 3 parts: science, philosophy, religion. So now last 30 years, meeting or discuss with modern scientists, not Buddhist religion. We never discuss about the next life or karma or these things, or nirvana. Of course, it's simply about mind, about emotion, about the structure of the emotions, and the philosophy. Some extent in philosophy, like impermanence and like interdependency. These are, you see, they quite often, you see, involve our discussion with scientists. Never about religion. So now today, Buddhism, of course, I always respect, admire all major religious traditions. Whenever I have the opportunity to visit church, I always go there. And sometimes I really moving, very much moving. Or then I want to share our Buddhist brothers sisters. One time in Portugal, on my pilgrimage, there once Fatima place, one small this size, the Mary statue. So as I usually do, in the front of Mary statue, Catholics, some we Buddhists, we sit together and a few moments silent meditation. Then after that silent meditation, when we about leaving, then I turn back that small statue to look the statue. The Mary statue actually smiling towards me. So sometimes, with my respect, I jokingly telling, the Mary may not have the knowledge of distinction Buddhist and non-Buddhist. So in any way, I really deeply respect all these religions. But in the meantime, Buddha's sort of unique sort of idea, unique sort of teaching. No creator, no God, self-creation. No Atma. Self is merely designated on the combination of body and mind. Mind change. I also can change. So through training of mind, this very self eventually become Buddha or Arahat. There is no permanent, unchanging self. So these are sort of quite scientific. So therefore, now Buddha sort of, while some people from traditionally non-Buddhist country showing interest about Buddha, about Buddhism, about Buddha Dharma. Then we Buddhists, we have some special sort of what's the responsibility. While more and more people looking with some expectation. Now some sort of, in Sanskrit tradition, or we may call Mahayana tradition, you see some cases, even you see a Tantriyana, Tantric sort of practice, a Tibetan tradition, Tantric practice also there. But sometimes, you see, Tantric practice sometimes easily create wrong impression. Tantric practice based on Vinaya practice, then it becomes really sound. Tantric practice, Kasota, carry separately from Vinaya. Then sometimes it's dangerous to create wrong impression. And to practitioner himself or herself also, you see, sometimes, you see, they easily can make mistake. So therefore, Vinaya is the foundation of a Buddha Dharma. So in the Vinaya basis, our sort of closer sort of discussion, closer contact is very, very essential. So building Buddha Dharma healthy way on the basis of Vinaya. So therefore, you see, this kind of meeting, I really feel very, very useful and very important. So, then particularly, of course, Thai monk, we often use meeting, have the opportunity meeting in Bodh Gaya and also in Sarnath, and also from Sri Lanka. Also, you see, for example, the Mahabodhi Society, quite a number of Sri Lanka monk, you see, we have some contact. From Burma, and the Chinese, of course, now we are quite sort of familiar now. From Burma, quite rare, except I think a few occasions in Gorakhpur, right? Gorakhpur, I met with one Burmese monk. Otherwise, quite rare. So now this time, one delegation from Burma. I really appreciate. Your English accent is a little bit difficult to understand. But I very much appreciate. Then particularly, I really feel great honor to receive these Tripitaka in Burmese language, Burmese script. Burmese script. So I have no hope to read that. I do not know one single Burmese letter, script. So in any way, I very much appreciate. Thank you. So that's all. Thank you.